Hello students, good morning to all. So today we will continue lesson 2 internet services. So in the last class we have studied about the e-learning, that is the electronic learning. Now today we will discuss about the e-banking, which is called the electronic banking. E-banking means if we are accessing the all banking functions with the help of the internet, that is called the e-banking. Okay, this means e-banking means electronic banking. So e-banking stands for electronic banking, and if we are performing the all banking functions, all banking transactions with the help of the internet by sitting at home or by sitting in the office or by at any place, so that is called the e-banking or electronic banking. Okay, so this make our work very easy. E-banking, due to the help of the e-banking, we can do our banking transactions very easily by sitting at home or at any time. We don't need to visit the bank for the banking purpose. Okay. Now, how do we perform this e-banking? There are many methods to access the electronic banking services. We can access this service with the help of the mobile, that is called the mobile banking. We can access this e-banking service with the help of our laptop, PC, desktop, that is called the PC banking. We can also access the e-banking service by using any bank application like internet banking, which is called the internet banking. We can also use the banking services with the help of visiting the bank websites. Many banks are there, so every bank has their websites. So by visiting the bank websites, and we have to type our ID and password, means we have to log in our ID and password, and after that we can do the various banking transactions. We can see our account balance, we can take the printout of the that is called the statement of the account, that is called the mini statement. Not all that we can services available. Okay, so first in the electronic banking, first is the internet banking. Internet banking means here our banks and all the banks are connected to each other with the help of the central server system. So there is a central server. Every bank has their central server, and every bank server is connected with each other. So for the internet banking, we have to first visit the bank website. What we are doing, we have to visit the bank website for the various banking functions, and by visiting the bank website, we have to log in our account. Means we have to log in our ID. First we type write our ID and password. So when we log in to our account, then only we can get the many options of the banking. So it will give you on the website you will find many options related to the banking services. For doing the FD, if you want to fix deposit, for applying for loan, if you want to take a loan from the bank, you can apply for the loan. For checking balance, if you want to check the balance of your account. Nowadays you can open online accounts also. You can open account also. So many services you can transfer money. You can transfer money from one account to another account. Okay. You can pay the premium. You can pay the premium of an IC or some other phone, electricity bill or anything. With the help of the internet banking, what are the advantages of this internet banking? That by sitting at home at any time, now we are not bounded with time, because as you know, if you are visiting a bank, there is a working hour of the bank, that's from 10 to 4, from morning 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you want to perform any transaction, if you want to transfer the money, if you want to send the money to your friends or to your relative after 4 p.m., you visit the bank, they will neglect. They will refuse to give the services after 4 p.m. But here in the internet banking, at any time, at the morning 5 a.m., at the night 12 a.m. Both time we can do the banking transaction. We can transfer the money to our relatives or anyone. There is no time foundation for the internet banking. Next, it reduces the time to wait in a queue. Second advantage, what? First advantage we have seen that it is simple to open and use the internet banking. First advantage is simple to open. You have to visit the bank website and type the login ID and password. So first advantage, easy to open. Okay, easy to open. So we have to visit the bank website and type the login ID and password. So now the banking services will be open, and after that you can perform, you can take any or you can avail any bank service. And the second thing, it reduces the time to wait in a queue. It reduces the time to wait. It reduces the time to wait. Now, before that, if you are visiting any bank, you are seeing there is a huge crowd, and so many persons are standing in a queue, waiting for their turn on the bank's counter, on the cash counter. But here in the internet banking, we don't have to wait for the queue. Everyone can do their transaction at their own convenience. Whenever they want, they can do the transaction. They don't have to stand in a queue for that purpose. So it reduces the time to wait. So now with that, with the internet banking, we don't have need to wait. Third, the person's personal bank accounts can be accessed anytime. Account can be accessed anytime. Second, which I told you earlier on, the account can be accessed anytime. Account can be accessed anytime. There is no time foundation. The transaction only takes place till 4 p.m. There is no such foundation. Next advantage is worldwide connectivity to the website of banks. So worldwide connectivity there means all over the world banks are connected to each other. The advantage of the internet banking, full advantage is the worldwide connectivity. Worldwide connectivity means all over the world's banks are connected to each other. So you can transfer the fund, you can transfer the money from one bank to the other bank which is outside the country also. Next advantage is easier to keep a regular check on your account balance. Easier to check the regular, or you can say easy to check balance. Easy to check balance. Easy to check balance. Okay, all these are the services of the internet banking. Easy to check balance. Next is the PC banking. So internet banking. Internet banking means visiting the bank website, and banks are giving you the valid user ID and password. With the help of that user ID and password, you can do the internet banking. Second is the PC banking. If you are availing the bank services with the help of your laptop or computer by sitting at home, that is called the PC banking. So this PC banking needs a secure internet connection. One thing is required, what? You should have a secure internet connection, so that the hackers or intruders cannot hack your account, cannot spy your activity. Because if they will spy your activities, so they will come to know your bank account number, ID and passwords. So they can misuse it. Okay. So this PC banking is a type of banking where PC banking. What is PC banking? So PC banking is a type of banking where banking functions are done with the help of the personal computer, with the help of the desktop or laptop. PC banking. So what are required? Secure internet connection. For PC banking we need secure internet connection. What we need? Secure internet connection. Next thing, we need a personal financial management software. Second thing, what we need? Any personal financial management software. Personal financial management software we need. Without software, you cannot use the PC banking. Personal financial management software is needed. Like Quicken and Microsoft Money, all these are the software. So if the software is not installed in your computer, so you cannot avail the PC banking. Okay. So with the PC banking you can safely perform your banking transactions, like you can transfer the money, like you can pay the electricity bill, like you can pay the fees, and also you can check your account balances also. Next is the mobile banking. So mobile banking is a little bit different from the PC banking. So if you are able to avail all the banking services with the help of the mobile, that is called the mobile banking. Okay. So if you are performing the banking transaction with the help of the mobile, that is called the mobile banking. For mobile banking, what do we need? What are the things are needed? Internet, mobile. Next is the mobile banking. What are the things required for mobile banking? First thing is mobile unit, smartphone. Mobile, that should be a smartphone. So one smartphone is needed. Second, secure internet connection is needed. Second, internet is required. Okay. Third, any mobile banking software is needed. Mobile banking software. So if you have a mobile banking software in your mobile, so with the help of that software you don't need the browser to open the website of the bank. So directly this by opening that software of the bank, you can avail the services of the bank in the mobile banking. But if you don't have the mobile banking software, so in that case, what you need? Browser. Browser is needed in your mobile. With the help of the browser, you will send the request for the home page of the bank website. Okay, then only you can, after that, type in the valid login ID and password. After that only you can use the banking services, mobile banking services. Okay. So there are three ways in mobile banking operates: SMS messaging, mobile web, and mobile applications. So through the SMS services, mobile banking environment, three methods are there. First method, due to SMS. You give the message like SMS balance you give from your registered mobile number. If you give the message balance from your registered mobile number which is registered in the bank, with that mobile number, if you give the message SMS, if you send SMS to the bank, it will give you the reply by sending the message of the balance. that how much balance at present balance of your account. Okay, and second is mobile web. So in this mobile web is similar to online account access. Second is mobile web. You send the request for the website which is compatible with the mobile. Second is mobile web. Okay. So with the help of the home-based computer, with the help of the mobile money, you can access the website of the bank through the mobile. So you type the name of the bank in the browser and search it. Bank website will open. Now type your valid user ID and password, and after that it will give you the various options of the banking services. Okay. Third one is the mobile banking application. Third is mobile banking application. So mobile banking applications are there. Many mobile banking applications are there. So first you need to install that mobile banking application in your mobile, in your device. Okay. So and after that, you can take the services, various banking services. So many mobile banking softwares are there of different banks that you have to install, and after that you can perform the banking transactions. Okay. So next, there these services, internet banking, PC banking and mobile banking, all these three services are vulnerable, means very weak, vulnerable. All these three services are vulnerable to cyber attacks. One thing, cyber attacks. That is the weak point or disadvantages of the internet banking, PC banking or mobile banking. That they are vulnerable to various cyber attacks. First type of attack is the backdoor attack. Backdoor attack. Backdoor attack means like in the room, from some backdoor someone entered inside the room and you are not knowing. That is the backdoor attacks really here. Backdoor attacks means some hackers had intruded into your system, had entered in your system and you are not knowing about that. That is the backdoor attack, and they are stealing all your confidential information from the computer regarding the transactions. Okay, that is the backdoor attack. Backdoor attack means unauthorized access to the system. Means you have not given the authority to use that account to other persons, but someone is using it. How someone will use it? If he is knowing the ID and password, then only they can use it. So unauthorized access to the system is called the backdoor attack. And second attack is the denial of service attack. Denial of service attack. In this what happened? Denial of service attack. You are the authorized user. You are the authorized user of the State Bank of India, and from the morning you are trying to perform a transaction, but your access to your account, your access to the State Bank account you are not getting. Means throughout the morning you are many times you have sent the request for the transaction, but every time you are getting the response that server busy. Server busy. This means computer generated. Denial of service attack is hackers what does? Computer generated service request. Computer generated requests are sent to the servers continuously, one after the other, that is the computer generated request. So throughout the time the bank server is busy in entertaining the computer generated request, and at the same time the real user, the authentic user, valid users are sending their request for the banking transactions. They are getting the message that server is busy. Already bank server is engaged with the generated request. That is called the denial of service attack. So the regular users will not get the service of the bank. That's the denial of service attack. Third is direct access attack. Means directly they access the website, bank website, direct access attack. And they can disable any banking services. Directly access the bank website, and after hacking that bank website, they can disable any bank services. Okay, or they can put the server down so that the no service request, no request can be entertained by the server. Okay. Now after that, e-shopping, e-banking we have studied now. E-shopping, that is electronic shopping, online shopping. So visiting many shopping websites by sitting at home with the help of the mobile and the computer and the laptop, that is called the e-shopping or electronic shopping. E-shopping. E-shopping, which is called the electronic shopping. Electronic shopping means online shoppings. The online shopping is to buy the product and services with the help of the internet. So, if we are doing online shopping, if we are buying the products and services with the help of the internet, so buying products, what is e-shopping? E-shopping is buying products and services through internet. With the help of the internet, if you are availing these services, that is called the e-shopping. Electronic shopping means buying products and services through internet. Okay. So, what are the advantages of this e-shopping? Why we go for the electronic shopping? First advantage is the convenience. We don't have to worry about the car parking, or we don't have to worry about the visit the shopping malls. Convenience is there. By sitting at home, we can do the shopping. As you know, in the big cities, metropolitan cities, there is a huge traffic. So if you visit any shopping mall, you have to face many traffic challenges. Second thing, when you visit the shopping mall, before that you have to worry about the car parking, where you should park the car. So all these things in the e-shopping, you don't have to worry about all that things, about the traffic, about the crowd, about the car parking. So it is very convenient and comfortable method for the shopping it is. So that's why we go for the e-shopping. That is, it is convenient. Second thing, why we go for the e-shopping? Second is the information and review. Second, we get a lot of information. And review. Second, on the shopping website, we get a lot of information regarding the goods and services, and also we are getting the reviews. Also, those persons write their comments who have already used that products. So, by seeing the reviews of other persons, we can take the decision whether it will be good for buying that things or not. Okay. So, information and review. That's why we get in the e-shopping. But in the physical shopping, if you are visiting any shopping mall, so for the information you have to be dependent on the attender in the shopping mall. Who is attender? If there is some attender in the shopping mall, whenever you find attendant for each person, so there you have to search the things, find the things by your own. So there is a lack of information regarding the products, but here each and everything, who is the manufacturer of the products, when it is manufactured, when it is placed, every information is written on the website of the e-shopping. Okay, so you find that. Next is the price and selection. Third advantage is the price and selection. Price and selection. So we get things in online at a very cheap rate, at a good price. You can say at a good price. So we get a lot of discount on online shopping because we are getting the products directly from the manufacturers. So there is no middleman. So if the no middleman, so no middleman profits also we have to pay. So that's why we get the things on the electronic shopping in very less price. And selection, we can select so many things. We can see so many products, their images and other things on the online shopping. But in the physical shopping, it is not possible to visit so many products, because each products we have to pick up and see it and to visit at different counters to see. But in the online shopping, just you have to click next, products will appear, its image will appear, and you can do your selection. And by typing the searching criteria also, you can filter the products in the online shopping. Next is compulsive shopping. In the e-shopping, next is the compulsive shopping. In the physical shopping, what we are doing? There is no compulsion in the online. Compulsive shopping. Compulsive shopping. In the online shopping, there is no compulsion to buy the products only. After seeing 1 hour, so many products you see, if you are not interested to buy any products, don't buy. Okay? So online websites will nothing say you anything. But in the physical shop, if you visit and 1 hour you have seen so many products, so many things you have seen, and after that, if you not end up your shopping by buying anything, definitely the shopkeeper or definitely the merchant or definitely the shop owner will tell you something that you have wasted by 1 hour and nothing you have purchased. Okay, so in the physical shopping, we have to end up our shopping by buying something. That is the compulsion. If you visited the place and you have wasted the shopkeeper's time, so you have to end up your shopping buying, at least buying something. But here it is not mandatory. Okay, what are the disadvantages of the e-shopping? So here are some disadvantages also that we not. First disadvantage, that we do not get the sense of touching or experiencing or feeling, sense of touching the things. Here just only on the online shopping we can see the products, its color and size, just only we can read it, but we cannot experience it by touching the products. We cannot touch the products on the online. So first disadvantages is what? Lack of touching the goods, lack of touching the things, lack of touching the things, that we cannot touch the things and we cannot sense its fabric or quality, lack of touching the things. So lack of touching the things, lack of touching the things, and lack of touching the things and seeing. Lack of touching the things and experiencing its quality. So lack of touching the things, we cannot experience the quality also, products quality also we cannot experience, and we cannot touch the things also. This is the first disadvantage. What is the second disadvantages of the online shopping? That's security of online payment. Sometimes maybe by mistake you can transfer the payment to the wrong persons. So second disadvantage is Insecurity of the payment. Insecure payment. Insecure payment method. Insecure payment method. Maybe there is a chance that your account may be hacked. Maybe the chance that you have done the payment to the wrong person. Maybe the chance you have done the payment but you haven't received the products after giving the payment. So you are waiting for the services, you are waiting for the product which you have shopped online, but you haven't got the products at your home. They haven't delivered. The online company have not delivered the products. So that things can be happen. Next, they take the shipping charges. That is the third part. You have to pay the shipping charges. Sometimes you get the free shipping, but most of the times you have to pay the shipping charges, delivery charges. They will charge you to deliver the products at your home. Another disadvantage. Fourth one, another disadvantage is a major problem in returning the products. So you can write problem in returning the product. Problem in returning policy. So there is a problem in the returning policy. So returning policy is not a product of the online. So problem is returning policy. Okay, all these are the disadvantages of the electronic shopping. Now some sites for online shopping, many popular sites are there: www.ebay.in, www.flipkart.com, www.homeshop18.com. There are so many popular websites are there, online websites are there for the shopping. Okay. Now next service is the e-reservation, electronic reservation. Now next service is the internet service is the e-reservation. E-reservation means electronic reservation. So if you are booking a ticket, if we are booking a ticket or taking any appointment for the services with the help of the internet, that is called the e-reservation. So to book air ticket, air or rail ticket, to book air, rail or bus ticket, to book air, rail or bus ticket, to book air ticket and an appointment for service. So to book the air ticket and to book an appointment, to book air ticket or to book an appointment for services. For this service you are booking the appointment. That is the e-reservation. Okay. So with the help of the e-reservation, what are the benefits of the e-reservation? Accessible anywhere. Means by sitting at home also you can book the air ticket, you can book the rail ticket, you can book the bus ticket. First advantage, accessible anywhere. Accessible anywhere. Second advantage is cost cutting. So your expenditure in booking a ticket, if you are visiting the railway station, if you are visiting the airport, so that will be reduced. You don't have to
pay the taxi fare for all these things. So by sitting at home you can book the tickets. You are getting many discounts, seasonal discounts also. So your the tickets which you get, you have to pay the less money. That will be the cost cutting in the ticket cost. There may be the cost cutting in the service cost if you are booking an appointment in a single time. Third is the quick system or quick system. Very quick. No need to wait in the queue. Quick system. If you visit any railway station or airport, you will see a long queue. So here there is no queue. Very quickly you can book the ticket. Fourth advantage is the commission free. There is no commission. Commission free. You don't have to pay the commission for booking the tickets. Fifth, if you want to cancel the ticket, so cancellation is very easy. What? Changes and cancellation. So whatever the things you want to make the changes, you want to change your ticket, changes and cancellation is very easy. That also you can do the online. Changes and cancellation is also very easy. If you want to change the ticket, if you want to change the date of the journey, time of the journey, that also you can do it very easily with the help of this e-reservation. Next is the customer review. Means any transport agency, how is their service, that you can see in the review. That is the customer review. So you can see the customers reviews also. Customer reviews, by reading the customers reviews, you can trust any transport agency or service. Customer reviews. So that customer review you will not get on the airport or the railway station. Okay. So here next, safe and reliable. Seventh thing is what? E-reservation is very safe and reliable. You can trust on it, their services. Next. So where we are using this e-reservation system? This electronic reservation where are used? What application areas? In the hotel, we book the hotels, in the restaurants, we book the services, or also in the to book the travel tickets and to book the movie tickets, and for the events reservation. When suppose if you want to book the ticket for the World Cup cricket, and many sports or matches reservation. So what are the process for the reservation? You have to visit the website of that transport agency. Suppose you want to book the railway ticket, you have to visit the railway website www.irctc.co.in. So visit this website of Indian Railway to book the railway tickets. So first process is you have to visit the website of the traveling agency, and after that they will on their website you will find the different types of the services that agency is offering. So by visiting each services you can book the service. Okay. So and after that you have to fill the requirements and details. So when you want to avail any service, a form will open. In that form it will ask your names and address and other things. Okay, and for the payment also it will ask. So there are different modes of payment. To the ATM also you can do the payment. To the internet banking also you can do the payment. So different modes of payments are there. So after doing the payment, so your booking of the ticket or booking of the services will be confirmed. And after that you can log out from that website. Okay. So this is all for the today's students. In the next class we will study about the e-governance, that is the electronic governance. So this is all for today. Thank you for your kind attention. One more thing, students, that for your first theoretical test exam, the syllabus is lesson 1, 2 and 3. So till lesson 3 I have given the questions in the first theoretical test exam. So you prepare it. and till lesson 3, answers to lesson 3 also I have uploaded on the school website. So please write it in the computer notebook and prepare for the exam. Okay, lesson 4 also I have uploaded, but till lesson 3 it is mandatory to complete your notebook. So this is all for today. Thank you for your kind attention.